99X, it's Barnes and Leslie. We are your Morning X on the original 99X, sending you to see Oasis. It has not happened on our show today, and today is the last day. I would think the Morning X would qualify someone. Well, keep listening because your chance is lurking.
Lurking. Who knew when we came back on the air, 99X, the original 99X, we would have an award-winning beer? Is that just crazy? It's called the 99 Experiment from our friends at Mutation Brewing. And, of course, you can get it all over town. Barnes, why don't you tell them some of the places where you can get the 99 Experiment?
Hold on, you caught me on. Let me tell you what that means in code. That means Leslie lost her sheet. That lists. No, why don't you tell them, Leslie? You tell them where.
Well, you can go to mutationbrew.com and you can find out.
How about Crooks in Sonoya? How about Red's Beer Garden in Southeast Atlanta? How about Story on the Square in McDonough? See, Barnes keeps his papers.
Cans and on tap.
Fram does not keep her papers.
I wasn't prepared.
Let's jump into some music news. Oh, and by the way, we have to mention Angel Flight. By the way, if you can help, and they're looking for things like sleeping bags, kids' fruit juice boxes, dry shampoos, instant coffee, anything like that, and you can get the full list on our page at 99x.com or just go to Angel Flight. I mean, just search it in Facebook. They have a big graphic there that lists what they're looking for. This is for both people in North Carolina and also South Carolina, East Tennessee, as well as Florida. If you can help, all you have to do is drop it off over at Angel Flight at PDK. So look them up. You can find it very easily, and it's something very simple to do to kind of put your finger on and help the situation.
Thank you, Angel Flight. Yes.
And my daughter is waiting to see when she can get back in to see if her house is, even still standing. Like,
I was going to ask you about that, if she was okay.
The anxiety. She's okay. She, vacated, but just thinking about it. She just bought a house 2 months ago. 2 months ago.
And then this happens.
Twice. The first one wasn't so bad.
Unbelievable.
Some music news. There's a lot of it. Thought we'd blow through some of this. It's been a very strange week for Flaming Lips and their drummer. I don't know if you saw any of this, but a couple of weird things going on. So they took to social media because one of the band members' daughters was missing. It's Steven Drozd. His daughter is 16, and her name is Charlotte Bowie Drozd, and she was missing since Saturday, last seen on a monorail in Seattle near the Space Needle. And they found her after a couple of days and did not say why or what, so no one knows.
The mystery is still there.
Mystery is still there. So that was.
I'm glad she's okay.
Yes, but when they won't release the info, you have to wonder what why.
Did she run away? Was she kidnapped? Like, what happened?
Run away is what I would think, but not to speculate. I don't know. Also, news broke that Nell Smith, this 17-year-old musical prodigy who had collaborated with them on an album, died in a car accident on Sunday night. And she had been working. I pulled a couple of examples. These are a couple of songs that she was working with them on. That was some new Flaming Lips music, and her name was Nell Smith, and died in this accident on Sunday. It's awful.
That's tragic.
Couple new albums that are of note today. James Blunt, who's threatening to change his name.
I saw that.
Yeah. There's a Back to Bedlam 20th anniversary that he's pushing.
I like him. He's chill.
He is nice. Jelly Roll's new album, Beautifully Broken, is out today.
He's everywhere, right? Like, Jelly's everywhere.
Everywhere. And the new Offspring, Supercharged, is finally
I need to
here.
listen to that.
Have you been up on all this Sum 41 stuff that's going on?
I cannot even believe what's happening with Derek.
This book, Walking Disaster, that he put up. Remember, he was releasing this at the time when all the Linkin Park stuff was going on. Everyone thought he was going to be the lead singer. So in this memoir, he breaks out this news that Nori, who is also the frontman for this pop punk group Treble Charger, he's accusing him of grooming him.
Yeah, wasn't he his manager?
Yes, he was his manager, and for a long time. And in the book, it goes into how they met him. He met him as a fan. And so talking about also sexual and verbally abusing him for years. And there's his name is Greg or Grieg. I don't know if it's Greig, Nori. And he's their ex-manager, but yeah, apparently there's some saucy stuff in this book, and he's out there being very open with it.
Yeah, Derek, of course, we're talking about the lead singer of Sum 41, Derek Wibley. He said that the guy started managing him when he was 16 and started grooming him.
That's gross. That's such a weird word, grooming.
The memoir is called Walking Disaster, My Life Through Heaven and Hell.
You talked about this lawsuit in Sleaze yesterday. Fred Durst and Limp Bizkit filing a lawsuit against Universal Music for $200 million.
$200 million? I mean, they're saying they never got paid.
And they're saying also possibly hundreds of other artists who, quote, unfairly have the royalties wrongfully withheld for years under a, quote, fraudulent, end quote, system created by Universal Music. 200.
Can you imagine if he wins?
I mean,
precedent that sets.
And especially with possibly of hundreds other artists. Coldplay's new album, Moon Music, gotta say, not really feeling it.
Really? I like the one song they just released.
Well, that's very different than the rest of the record. It's just very spacey feeling. Lots of keyboards. Like over the top, almost borderline Pink Floyd-ish to me.
Yeah, I think maybe it was the mood I was in, but I kind of liked it.
Well, it would definitely be a mood thing to put on.
Sure.
And I love their whole catalog. This is, for me, it felt very different, but it's at the top of the UK charts, and it's totally blasting records. The fastest selling album of the year by a British act.
Really?
That's UK official charts can confirm. In just 72 hours, they sold over 160,000 chart units, setting Coldplay on course for their 10th consecutive #1 studio album. It marks the biggest first week sales in the UK for a British act since Adele's 30 in 21, which debuted with 261,000 chart units. If Coldplay maintains this momentum, they might edge closer to Taylor Swift's record, which claimed the fastest selling album of 24 with the Tortured Poets Department, and that did 270,000 in its first week, so they're on fire.
I love Chris Martin kind of going undercover, going into karaoke bars in disguise.
I mean, they were even on QVC playing live. People were like, what the hell is going on? And the last one, this whole Shirly Manson thing has been very strange. The iconic front woman for Garbage. She's out of the hospital now, went to social media showing herself in a hospital bed with a simple statement, a caption that said, "She lives." And there have been no details about what happened to her.
It's been very mysterious.
Very mysterious. Happened at a show, and all they would say was it required surgery and rehabilitation to correct her injury. They are calling it an injury. And she returned home a hot mess from the hospital, broken that her poor husband had to push her through Heathrow and LAX in a wheelchair. And she also, on top of all these mysterious issues, a dose of laryngitis and a massive cold sore on her lip. And she took a very close-up picture of her vocal cords.
She's nervous about her vocal cords, that she's damaged them.
But that, I don't think, has anything to do with the accident.
No, I have zero idea about what happened.
I don't know. So there's a look at the music news, and that's what's going on out there in the space. This is the original. It is 99X.